Hello everyone, my name is Rosny Ulieye, a special educator and a child development advocate. So good to have you here. So we'll be discussing on special education today, and I will also be answering some questions that people are curious about the field of special education. So firstly, special education is a system that accommodates individual differences, individual disability, and individual needs. It is tailored to meet the specific needs of learners through the use of IEP. Special education has to do with the child, not all the children. Do you understand? It has to do with a specific child. It has to do with the needs of that particular child, not the need of all the children in the class. And that's why we make use of IEP. IEP is an individualized educational program or educational plan. IEP is a document that contains things that persons with special needs, persons with disability, things that you need after observing them for a number of time, and you're able to know that you've assessed them, you know that this is what they need. So the IEP is a program that is drafted as regards their needs, and it contains specialized information, specialized instruction that can enhance a child's learning process. Special educators are professionals that has been trained to work with persons with special needs. They make learning accessible, and they use different ways and techniques to make sure that the needs of the child is met, like various ways you really can't imagine. So that being said, I'd like to also say something that disability are not contagious. Disability is not a communicable disease. It's not contagious. So why the segregation? Why? Before I start out, I'd like to share that, no one ever planned to have a child with disability. No parents ever expect their children to have disability. In fact, there are various causes of disability, especially in our own imaginations. Like there are numerous causes in our head. We just think of a lot of things. Okay, this is the reason. You even see people say that it's because of a particular parent saying they have children with disability. There are causes of disability, but please, let's not cook things up. So, however, based on some scientific explanation, there are some causes of disability which include genetic mutilation, genetic accidents, like a form of genetic mutilation. This mostly as a result of things passed down from the parents to their offspring, like the two parents, the combination of the two parents, things passed down from them to their offspring. It's a kind of pre-birth causes. So before the child is born, it was doing even while the child is in the womb, like it's like in the making of the child, for instance. So it's a pre-birth causes. Illness of the mother during the first quarter of the pregnancy, industrial pollutants, self-medication to self-medication. So next I'll be talking about some during birth, like during the birth process. We have prolonged labor, mishandling of tools, mishandling of the child during the birth, mishandling of the child, and we have insufficient air, oxygen, insufficient air for the child during the birth process. As parents have to be particular about where they are giving birth to their child, because some professionals are not so professional about these things, and you just have to be careful. And some of the afterbirth causes we have include accidents, malnutrition of the child, especially during the first 5 years of development. Malnutrition, measles, there are some illness or disease too that are actually resulting to these things, some deafness, blindness, some accidents that actually that disrupt the developmental process of the brain. I also have to add that there are also some unknown causes. There are some unknown causes that have not been scientifically proven. The first thing you have to do is acceptance. We often say that there's no progress without acceptance. You can't move on. Even as a person with special needs, you can't move on without accepting that okay, this is it. It's just like someone that has been someone that's had an accident and suddenly become blind. So you have to accept that okay, this is it, I'm blind, before moving on. Because without accepting it, you won't be able to go through the rehabilitation process that has to do with it, and help you strive and go through other things in life and achieve success. And as a parent, one of the things you can do to help is get to know the nature of the disability, seek professional help. Early intervention can be overemphasized. It's very, very important. As soon as you know about the child's needs, there's a need for you to seek professional help like immediately. And also, as parents, it's very, very important to actually get information about the child disability as a parent, because most time when you see persons with disability striving in life, check it. They have good parents that are actually particular about their growth process. I've seen people like that their parents are just so particular about their growth process. Their parents are not advocates for the disability. So as parents, it's very, very important to get information. You can join volunteer groups. There are groups like a network of people that will help the growth of the child to read magazine, read books, search online and everything. It makes the work of professionals easy too, when you are able to get information about these things, when you are able to read, so they know that when they are applying something, when they are implementing something, you're also implementing it. So it's not one way around. So one of the things that parents can do is to get information about it, be involved in the developmental process of the child. It's also important to know that parents should not rush a child developmental process. Just allow the child grow. We have the mainstream classroom. We also call it the integrated classroom, where the child with special need can also go to the regular school, just like their siblings and all, even though they have some special therapists that work with them. But we have the inclusive classroom or the inclusive school. And this is what we are actually clamoring for. We need more inclusive setting. An inclusive school is a school that have provision for persons with special needs and the regular students too. So they are in the same classroom, they relate together and all that things. And we have the special school. So a special school is a school designed to meet the needs of a child with special needs. That's their main focus, just the child with special needs. And the placement of a child in either of these schools depend on the severity of the child's disability, the child's condition. We have children, we have students striving in the mainstream classroom, we have students striving in an inclusive setting, and we also have students striving in special educational centers too. We need to show people how to love this child. Like, you can't go wrong with showing others how to love this child. People tend to reflect this love when they see that you love the child unapologetically. They tend to exhibit the same thing you're exhibiting. So when you treat the child as one of those things, they will help you treat the child worse than you treat the child. But when you treat the child with love and compassion, you see people exhibiting the same thing. I met a woman lately and she has a child with autism, 9 years old or so. She said when she changed church and all that, the child is always going from one place to the other. But she had to educate some of her church members. She told them things about autism that they need to know. Now she said she attends the adult section and just sits down and allow the child be at his own pace, just because she knows that she has actually shown those people how to love her child. And she said they relate with him very, very well. One of the things parents have done in Tampa that has helped people accommodate their children is to show them how to love them, that they can actually up the process too. Yes, I know persons especially can actually strive, but it largely depends on us, depends on the child, it depends on the severity of the condition, and they can get employ people and be married. They can strive in life. A child that is trained early in life, will perform excellently well. Like on getting to know about the special needs. The child is being trained in a particular field. The occupational therapist work with the child, other professional work with the child to actually know that, okay, what can this child do? Such child will do well. Such child will get to learn things early in life. I have testimony of people like this. I have numerous. I have lecturers that have one special needs or the other, and they are performing excellently well. Like, finally, I'd like to say that, one of the things we are clamoring for is an inclusive environment, creating an inclusive environment where people are informed about these things, where people can actually help persons with disability because they're a unique part of our society. Thank you.